Hi, I'm Jessica from Jessica Wanders, and this is going to be my midsummer garden update, kind of a July garden in review. I'll show over the course of July everything that we harvest out of the garden and kind of give a review of what the garden is looking like now. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. If you do, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to see more videos from me. Let's see what I got out of the garden. Yes, make cucumbers. So the dill isn't always ready when I'm trying to make cucumbers, so I pick it all when it looks really nice like this. And then I put it in the freezer. The house sparrows have a new bunch of babies in there now. It's like the third brood of house sparrow babies in there. So I'm gonna get all these. They look perfect. These dill heads. I'll soak them to get the bugs off them. Just wash them. There's a lot. There's a lot in this whole patch. But we don't have any cucumbers right now. So there we go. Let's get them all. Dill. A bunch of dill out of the main garden. Yeah, that's 7 ounces. 7 ounces of dill. Use some and then freeze it for when the cucumbers are ready. 7 ounces. So we did pull some turnips out of the garden just to cook up. I know everybody's like, you can eat, look at all the turnip greens. It's not really a thing that I'm super familiar with, and we don't really eat turnip greens very much, but when I try them, which I'm going to do, I will weigh the turnip greens as well. There's obviously a ton of them, but I am just going to cook up some turnips for dinner. They look pretty good. Or 3 pounds, 4 ounces. Yummy. That's just the beginning of the turnip harvest. All right, we're gonna get these turnips out of here. Yes, please. Oh, there's some big turnips in there. There are giant ones in there. Out of this raised garden bed. Mom or Dad is pretty upset that we're hanging out near the babies. I know. Yes, they're a little stressed out. If you decide to have babies in my garden, I'm gonna be out here sometimes. Oh my gosh, there's some really giant ones in there. That's a good one. So those are all of the turnips that we grew in the raised bed. All right, we're weighing turnips from the raised garden bed, the 3-foot by 11-foot garden bed. 6 pounds, 10 ounces. Turnips generally. Just gonna soak them in some like salty water. Try and get rid of any bugs that might be living in there and clean them up. More turnips, more turnips. This is just the ones from the raised garden bed. Yep. I see a lot of turnips in our future. Maybe like a turnip casserole. 6 pounds, 1 ounce. That was 12 pounds, 11 ounces out of the 3x11 raised bed. It's just been raining, raining again. We got the turnips out of there, but we have all of these turnips to get out too. And look at the peas are doing awesome. It's almost time to harvest peas. But anyway, focus. Turnips. Yep. Actually, I have a turnip or two in this garden bag. We can harvest two. I think this guy looks like he's ready. It was literally torrential downpouring here this morning. I was glad to see that the sun popped up just for a little bit so we could get out to the garden. Turnips over on this side, some of them are a lot smaller, but this is a nice size to cook up. But some of them are still really big. Haha. Look at those big ones back in there. They're huge. Dory, for comparison. So many turnips, such a good year. They're not very buggy. They just look gorgeous. I don't know about these turnip greens. They're not a thing that we normally eat, and I'm not familiar with cooking them. But maybe we can try some. I know you can can them. I never have. Never canned greens at all. I would like to try it, but I don't even know if it's something that I like. So we picked a few that we thought looked pretty good. Young, kind of younger ones, and then some other sort of ones that look pretty thick. I don't know. I don't know what you're looking for. Probably young, tender ones, right? I would think. I don't know. We're going to give it a try. See if we like it. We don't like Swiss chard. I know that. We tried that last year, and it wasn't so great. What I read was lots of soaking, and then change of water, and then more soaking for the turnip greens. So that's what I'm going to try. We spun them around so they're pretty dry. 13 ounces of turnip greens. There was a whole forest of turnip greens out there, but I don't even know if I like them yet. So if I like them, maybe we'll can some up next year. 13 ounces of turnip greens. And then we have more turnips from the rest of the garden. It's definitely turnip time. Turnip time. It's turnip time. Turnips. And some more turnips. More turnips. So many turnips. That's one bag. 5 pounds. 13 ounces. That was from the main garden. All right, this is the second bag of turnips out of the main garden. 5 pounds. 8 ounces plus 5 pounds, 8 ounces of turnips. I'll tell you what, in that main part of the garden, which has actually more space, I got 11 pounds, but man, I got 12 pounds out of that 3x11 raised bed. It did way better. The turnips were way bigger. I mean, not way better, but I got an extra pound out of there anyways. That's interesting because it was such a smaller space. I found some more garlic scapes just before I was gonna do garlic scapes. So that is 3 ounces more garlic scapes. So I only got 1 bowl of strawberries out of the garden today instead of 2. It's slowing down a little bit, quite a bit. That is about 3.5 pounds of strawberries. Still some big ones in there. Impressive. Flat leaf parsley. This one. Some more babies in the birdhouse. Maybe this one. Some dill. A little more dill. Things are flowering. Very big green onion. Holy. 3.2 ounces. Okay, finally we're slowing down on strawberries. It's been a wild ride. This is only 1 pound and 4 ounces of strawberries. And it's been a few days since we picked them. But we're gonna munch on these ones. Yay, so some of the peas are starting to come out. It's pretty exciting. I don't know whether you want to see weighed unshucked. 2 pounds, 8.5 ounces. It's getting very specific. This one called 2 pounds, 8 ounces. Some of them are small, eh? Some of them are still small?
Some of them are, yeah, there's like twice as many out there still.
They're so beautiful. Like, I love peas. Here are all the lovely peas. Don't they look lovely? Oh, I just want to eat them just like that. And that is 1 pound, 4 ounces of peas. That's not all the peas. We're just starting to pick them, the biggest ones. Nom, 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 nom. That's interesting. 1 pound, 4 ounces is exactly half of what it was whole. When you sell them, it was exactly half the amount. Interesting tidbit. Me doing peas math. Haha. I'm just gonna blanch these peas and then freeze them in the freezer. And some more beautiful dill that we're just gonna rinse and freeze for when the cucumbers are ready. 3 ounces. We're not going after those today. I'm gonna pick these chamomile and then dry out the flowers. Oh, they smell so wonderful. It's kind of a treat to have chamomiles popping up in your garden. I know they grow bigger than this in some places, but this is what I've got. Let's get a whole bunch and set them out to dry. They say we're supposed to have a batch of hot weather, so I'm thinking I'm gonna pull this garlic out and start letting it dry. It's looking like it's pretty ready. All the chamomile. 1, 2, 3 ounces. 3 ounces of chamomile for tea. All right, I want to check these garlics and see if they're ready. I want to dig around. Oh, they're pretty big. I want to dig around the root. Oh, they look pretty big. They have so many roots underneath. They're really, you can't just pull them out of the ground, that's for sure. They're not easy to get out. Oh, there it is. Haha, hard-neck garlic. So they look ready, so we're gonna take all of them out. Oh. You can't really wait them until they dry and I can put them in a bowl. So that's sometime later, but this is definitely a great garlic harvest for us. This is a lot of garlic. Pretty excited. I'm gonna pick some of this oregano and let it dry. Oregano. Now, herbs don't weigh much, but they sure are nice to have. We have just 2 ounces of oregano. I'm gonna wash them, spin them, and then dry them. Now the whole house smells like I want to make spaghetti. It's so good. The smell is so great. We are gonna harvest all these peas. It's been so super sunny for a couple of days, and I think they are gonna be more than ready. So we're gonna pull them all out, sit together, and just pick and pick them all off of here, all off of the stem. Some of them are gonna be small, but the majority of them are really ready to come off. So I'm excited. Okay, this is a good day. Apple fritter surprise with tea and picking peas. It's a good day. Hanging out in the yard. Some peas. 3 pounds, 4 ounces, unshelled. And 3 pounds, 8 ounces. Noisy crow. £2 10 ounces of peas. have a few blueberries, just a few. We have these tiny bushes. It's not really the right growing conditions for blueberries where I live, but we get these little tiny blueberry bushes. 1.6 ounces. And a little more chamomile. Since I was out there, set that out to dry. Oh, minus that bug. I usually lay it flat outside so all the bugs can fly away if they want to. And then, see? And then I dry it out. Every little bit helps. I harvested a whole bunch of herbs from the garden. We're just gonna weigh them all. I've got rosemary, I've got mint, I've got sage, I've got thyme, oregano, and some purple sage as well. Oregano. Purple sage. Thyme, a little bit of thyme that I'm just gonna drop everywhere. Hardly anything, 0.1. Oh, it's hard to weigh thyme. And I have just some regular sage, not purple sage. And finally, a whole lot of mint, which I'm not drying. I think I'm gonna make mint jelly out of it. If I have any left over, I'll maybe dry some for tea, or the next crop I'll dry some for tea. But I wanna make more mint jelly. Oh, it smells wonderfully like mint in here. I just wanna chew on it and have amazingly fresh breath. 3.2 ounces of mint. I do have an Excalibur food dehydrator. This is what it looks like. I'm gonna set to herbs or living food. I could probably dry them outside, but we've had so much rain, it's been kind of humid. I will leave a link in the description below for this Excalibur food dehydrator. I think it has 9 trays. We're gonna load it up with some of these herbs. I like to leave gaps between the 2 trays. There we go. Here's the cover. And set it to, what does it say, 105. It's just barely on. Here we go. This is one head of lettuce from the main part of the garden that I washed and then kind of broke up. I find I use lettuce more if it's already in an easy to use chopped up state. We got a little bit of burn on the tops of the lettuce because it's been so hot out. But let's wait and see how much we got. It's like a romaine. So 9 ounces of romaine. And then I had more lettuce growing in the 3 by 11 foot raised bed, like some Grand Rapids, just some green lettuce. I'm gonna have to do 2 weighs of this, 5.7. We'll definitely make a note of it on the other 3 by 11 foot chart. And this too, for 11.5 ounces of lettuce. 11.5 ounces of, I think it's Grand Rapids in there. 11.5 ounces. Did harvest this big bag of basil. I took all the leaves off the stems, and now we'll weigh it and see how much is in here. I zeroed the weigh scale. Whoops, it's a pretty big bag. Oof, 1 pound, 5.3 ounces. 1 pound, 5.3 ounces of basil. That'll make a fair some pesto. It'll make some pesto. The plants are still there, so they're gonna hopefully grow another crop. 1 pound, 5.3 ounces of basil. So we have 2 cherry trees. One is very old and one doesn't produce very well. We've had bumper cherry crops in the past, but this year was not great. It was a cold spring and the bees weren't around. Anyway, this is all we got off of our giant cherry tree and our smaller cherry tree together. Let's see how much it is. Wow, 3 pounds of cherries. Oh, I might be able to make 1 pie. Or 2, 1 or 2 pies. There you go, 3 pounds of cherries. 3 pounds. I'm very excited because today we're getting our first green beans out of the garden. A couple of yellow ones, just tiny ones, but it's super exciting. 3.3 ounces, not very many, but they're super gonna be yummy. Bush beans. It's been so hot, it didn't take any time at all for all this garlic to dry right out, and we're supposed to have 40-degree weather this coming week, so I don't want to leave them out here. Garlic can certainly cook, and I don't want that to happen, so we're going to chop them all off about 1 inch up and then bring them inside and clean them up and then weigh them. This is how much garlic I ended up with out of the hardneck garlic from everywhere in the garden. These ones are ones that are a little bit injured and have to get used up right away. I dried it all and then cleaned it up. Here's the first batch. Exactly 6 pounds. 5 pounds, 7 ounces. 5 pounds, 7 ounces. If we put these ones on top, just keep them separate, just so that we can just weigh it quickly. Oh, it's almost exactly 5 pounds, 15 ounces of garlic. 5 pounds, 15 ounces. This is being pretty particular. We could just call it 6 pounds and call this 12 pounds. I'm gonna give it that ounce and call it 12 pounds of garlic. That is a great garlic haul. These lima beans are definitely done. I thought I would give them another chance, but I'm gonna pull them out. We didn't get very many, it's just a short little row, but I did get some, so that's awesome. Usually the aphids kind of ruin it and I don't get any, so that's great. It's the first cabbage out of the garden. Nice and hard. Awesome. Finally, we have some heavier things coming out of the garden. Here's our first cabbage. I'm pretty excited. Yeah, 4 pounds, 2 ounces. 4 pounds, 2 ounces is just fine for our first cabbage. And we got some more blueberries. 3.1 ounces. Slow and steady. It is just so hot out, and it's supposed to get up to 38 degrees. It's making everything really hard to get done and hard to focus on anything except staying cool. So it's hard to go outside for too long and work in the garden, even if you take quick dips into the pool. Yeah, so there's so many people are going through like heat waves right now, so I imagine you all understand what's going on. It's supposed to be 38 or 39 in a couple of days. The end of July, it's being pretty hot. It's almost 6 o'clock at night and it's still almost 100 degrees outside in the shade. Oh, it's getting to be too much. I hope this heat wave passes. We had 41 degrees yesterday in the middle of the day, and I think that was the hottest that it's been this year so far. 41, too hot. I'd say that I'm really struggling on our quest for 1,000 pounds, given that the plum tree just kind of died. We got hardly any cherries, and our apples are looking pretty small. Often our fruit trees, we get a lot of harvest off of them, but we're gonna keep going. Still, we've got a lot of potatoes, squashes, tomatoes and stuff to come out. But out of the 2x2 grow bag, which I am sadly disappointed in and may just stop using because it's so hard to keep it watered, I've gotten 2 pounds and 13.3 ounces on July 31st out of it. The 3x11 raised bed, I overcrowded, and it's doing, I mean, it's producing, but it could be doing a lot better if it was just sort of growing one thing. But because I've got a bunch of things in there, they're kind of overgrowing everything. But it has produced 14 pounds, 6.4 ounces out of the 3x11 foot raised garden bed, which isn't bad. As a whole, the entire garden, including the grow bag and the raised bed experiments, has produced 95 pounds and 4.7 ounces as of July 31st. That's a cumulative total. The big stuff will start coming out towards the fall, but we're gonna keep going. Yeah, so that's where we're at, 95 pounds at the end of July. I did fix the mistake where I put the weight of some turnips into the strawberry section. So I put them back down in the turnip section. So there we go. I wanted to have an idea of how much money I would have to spend. So I harvested 31 pounds of strawberries. They were on sale for $4.47 a pound. That's $138.57 worth of strawberries I grew in my 4x4 patch of strawberries. That's pretty impressive. I mean, you can't buy garlic scapes and that kind of stuff, but turnips are $1.99 a pound. So for 29 pounds, I would pay $57.71. Pretty much herbs on the whole are $2.49 an ounce. Basil, if I bought at $2.49 an ounce, would be $31 worth of basil that I grew. The mint was $7.97. I got 3.2 ounces of mint, and I've got another bunch to harvest again. Oregano, $5.73. It starts to add up. So there you go. One $8 cabbage. It was a 4-pound, 2 ounce. At $1.99 a pound, that's an $8 cabbage. I don't know how much 12 pounds of garlic is, but it's a lot. It's not nothing. I haven't had to buy garlic, and I don't even have to buy garlic seeds ever. I just use last year's garlic, plant it, and have more garlic. So I wanted to do that just kind of as an experiment to see how much things are costing. 3 pounds of cherries would have cost me 15 bucks about. Gosh, that's the smallest cherry harvest we've ever done. So it's nice to feel like you're getting something out of. That was the mistake, the turnip mistake that got put in the strawberries. So I did totally correct the 5 pounds, 8 ounces that ended up in the strawberry section. So there we go. That's all I've harvested up until the end of July. I am just gonna show you around the garden just to finish up the video. It's pretty hard to decide when to stop because it's just this continuous harvest. This is my mint, this is thyme and sage. This is the state of our apples with these crazy high temperatures that we've been having. They're all getting sort of burnt and they're super small. So I don't know what our apple harvest is going to be like this year. But I mean, there are some that look okay, that didn't get burnt, but they're awfully small. This is the rest of the garden. Look how tall the corn is. It's crazy. It's crazy. I haven't seen corn quite that tall. I think they're 9 feet. This is the other type of corn, and the squashes are just going crazy up the trellis. And down here, do have some that are growing. Pretty cool. So this is just the very end of July, what the garden is looking like. I come out here and I just kind of try to encourage the vines to head upwards so that we get a pretty nice little squash trellis growing. I think I saw a Hubbard in here, but it might not have lasted. I was hoping. The Hubbards grow, oh, these are the Hubbards. They grow really, really big, but it's not really pointing the right direction. It has to be able to hang down. We'll see. It's exciting. I haven't seen a single zucchini yet, so I don't know. I don't know what I planted in here. These squashes are super unfamiliar to me. Maybe they're acorn squash. Maybe I planted acorn. I could have. Is that what acorn squashes look like? I've never grown acorn before. And then over here, besides the weeds, I think I'm gonna have some patty pans soon. This is my very messy raised garden bed. I got some bok choy going to seed, and then I didn't do a very good job pruning the tomatoes in this bed, but they're going crazy. This is my main tomato bed. These are all the Romas. Looking pretty good. And our regular tomatoes should be turning red pretty soon. And especially in all this heat. We are picking just like a handful of blueberries from our blueberries every day. We don't make that many, but they're super tasty. This grow bag has been really difficult to keep wet. We're watering it all the time and it just barely stays moist. I think that grow bags just don't work for us here. It's very, very hot and very, very dry. And this is like a dark colored bag. And the tomato in here is just not doing as well as the rest of our tomatoes over there in the garden beds. So I don't think it's a thing that works for us. I'll keep my eye on it. It's pretty, I think I'm disappointed in it and I'm not doing very much. So that was just kind of a failed experiment for me. We harvested the garlic out of this bed and now I've let squashes grow, and there's some back there. They look good. Some popping up everywhere. I don't know what they're gonna be because they kind of were just volunteers in the garden. So who knows? Who knows what they'll be? But yeah, well, you know, that's how I end up with so much squash. This is our crazy tall corn. Mr. Wonders is 6'1" and he can reach 8 feet, and he can't reach the top of this corn. So it's really amazing. Look at the other taller one. Like this one here. No, yeah, back there. Yeah, it's crazy. Crazy tall corn. Awesome. I already harvested one cabbage. It looks like this cabbage could come up pretty soon. A couple of the other ones aren't really coming along. These are our pole beans, and you can see they're coming. So that's fun. Obviously the sunflowers, bees love the sunflowers. It's good to attract bees to your garden. Watermelons are climbing up this trellis. We'll see if we get watermelons. The onions, what a complete and utter disaster the onions have been this year. And then these are cantaloupe. Oh, look, we're starting to get some cherry tomatoes. I do have cherry tomatoes that are actually orange. They're called Orange Sun. Oh, God, everything's been so damaged though from the heat. Need to prune that up. They're going though. And the cucumbers are starting to climb and climb. I haven't seen anything really showing up on the plants though, like in terms of cucumbers yet. Lots of flowers. Lots of flowers, no cucumbers. So that is just a quick wander around, and this is a view of the garden at the end of July. Things are really going to start coming off now. We got beans that need to be harvested, and probably tomatoes pretty quick. The kohlrabi, just continuously with the green onions. What else? Oh, we're going to have cherry tomatoes pretty quick too. So August is going to be good. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. You can click my face to subscribe to see more videos from me. And happy gardening to everybody out there. Thanks, guys. See you next time.